Okay. Let me hit continue and search. Okay, well, apparently. I need to stay awake. What is wrong with me? I nearly fell asleep. I needed to be more careful. Kid would have crucified me for napping in the job. I gave my head a shake to try and keep the wooziness at bay. What a strange sensation this was to find myself in. Being here now. Who knows? I'll begin not longer after I met. Musician. Okay, we're doing back roads. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I heard the Kia kids are working together before I met her. You got a joke you want to share? Oh, it's nothing. Oh man, Serge. Hey, what's that? Want to check it out? Uh, Something? Pick up the forest very well. If another path awaits us, so be it, perhaps. Be on your guard, Serge. There's something wicked. Oh, this is them going into the woods. We found it almost immediately. A golden beetle perched on a large tree. Tree afterwards. After it did have something of a golden sheen to it, I suppose, but I was still impressed that she managed to notice it from so far away. She had a keen eye, sure enough. At least when it came to things she wanted to see. Wow, she's fast, I commented out loud. She already made it high into the branches without to grab the beetle. But the moon flew away. Her fall, her body. Oh, this is gonna hurt. And but at the last moment, landed gracefully on the ground like a cat. All I would have gotten for my trouble was a foot in the face. Get back here, you! You're my ticket to riches! Ignoring me completely, she ran off after the beetle. Why couldn't she ever look at me like she looked at that beetle? What the? We ran into the forest, chasing after what may or may not have been the legendary golden beetle. We hadn't seen it again since Advantage. How was Kid tracking it? Had I asked her, she probably would have just said she was following her nose for treasure. She stopped in her tracks. Has she found it? Did you find it? Nah, St. Cruller. But this ain't our beetle. I peered over her shoulder as I caught up. It was a sunflower. A tall, slender bloom stood alone in what looked like a little patch of sunlight. No one would have taken a big, bright, cheerful flower like that for anything but a sunflower. But what was it doing looking so lively in the dead of night? It's a sunflower. Well, what's it doing here? I knew you were thick, but I didn't think you were that thick. Can't you feel that? Something's wrong here. Very wrong. I tried my hardest to say, well, yeah, my forehead hurts. I'm not bleeding. Surprise. Who told you screwing your eyeballs into a knot like that would help with anything? Gee, thanks, kid. How was I supposed to know how to sense stuff? Nobody ever taught me. Ignored me and turned to the highly conspicuous sunflower that caught her attention. Ah, I screamed at her at the sight that greeted me. What the? What the frick is this ending? Droopy eyes, kinda like those of a drunkard. Long purple eyelashes, a large thick pink lips. The face of a heavily made up man had materialized in the center of the sunflower's petals. I tried to figure out exactly what I was looking at. It was no good. I just couldn't bring myself to stare at the thing head on. Unpleasant of it turned my stomach. Laughing at the sight of it, not exactly how a normal sorcerer would react. There you go. I have seen like this before. What was it called? Unperturbed by the strange sight before us. Miguel calmly sifted through his memories of magical flora and fauna. It was classic. Not only was he a skilled fighter, but he also had a mind like an encyclopedia, sadly looking things up in it. Always took him forever. How many times have we saw his immoral peril while he sat there pondering? Well, what do we have here? A magnificent evening for a stroll, wouldn't you say, fair maiden? The sunflower turned to Kid and spoke. Its speech was as unsettling as it looked. A chill ran down my spine. I ain't your fair maiden, you creepy old leech. Forgive me, child, forgive me. I was simply struck by the sight of your deliciously slender figure. Oh my god, slinking through. I felt compelled to greet you. Rose, you could keep your thoughts about me figure to yourself, of course. Clear from his tone that he had no intention of complying, and it was equally clear that Kid was having none of it. Shoulders trembling with irritation, her dagger flashed to shoot from her belt. You know what happens to sunflowers who stick their stalks out and start shooting their mouths off like dirty old men. Pruned. It all seemed a bit excessive. I mean, it wasn't like it could have followed us if we just ignored it and walked off. The Kid had made up her mind. The dagger she'd been brandishing flashed from left to right in an instant. It was a horrible screech, like 1,000 cats all scratching on grass at once. I felt weak at the knees, and for a moment my mind went blank. Goodness me, this will not do at all, fair slender maiden. Wanton violence, ill becomes you. Kid had definitely cut the flower's head off, and sure enough, there it lay on the ground, but a new flower had sprung up in its place and was chattering on as if never had. Hardly the behavior of a lady. This really is outrageous. I think that such a delicate flower could behave so boorishly. Hacking the head off that one, but a new one appeared in its place, and another as soon as she sliced. Stop, Kid, the screeching, it's gonna drive me mad. I knew she wouldn't. It's enough, stop. I wrapped my arms around her and tried to pull her back, but she barely seemed to hear. He's fire. Well, that did go. Please. My little Kid on my own. I was gonna have to count on my own. I turned to call him over and saw him standing stock still like a statue. His arms folded in concentration. Or it could shake him out of whatever train of thought he was lost in. It seemed that he couldn't hear it. Might have been facing Kid in the sunflower, but the eyes beneath were focused on nothing at all. It's clear that all his attention was turned inward. Lost in his thoughts? I finished my self out, swinging that thing around like a lunatic. Now I remember. That's a mandrake monster. Whatever you do, you must not try to cut it down, and under no circumstances whatsoever should you try to pull it from the ground. It was far too late. Oh my god, she was just told not to do this. Began ripping words in an unsettling grin. And then the ground around its roots began to... Kid! There was a crushing all around us as the trees collapsed, and before I realized, Kid had vanished into a crevice. Her debris and falling trees blocked my view as the world closed in. What the? At the last moment, I felt a tug in my arm, and I was plucked from the jaws of disaster. Miguel? Yeah, with me under his arm. Pull yourself together. We need to get out of here. But what about Kid? One thing at a time. Miguel landed on the edge of a dome-like cloud of dust and soil that had erupted. Stood there and cooked. I wanted to rush in to help her, but there was no way I'd be able to see anything in there. I'd already be putting myself in danger. I moved as best as I could. Once the clouds waited, I saw a single massive silhouette. What was it? Whatever it was, it hadn't been there a few moments earlier, and then the air cleared and the moonlight cut through the darkness, revealing... Oh no. I could only scream her name at what I saw. It was a colossal monster, 7 or 8 times my size. A hulking beast covered in exposed muscle and ivory, with hands and feet that resembled the sharp pincers of a crustacean. Around its neck was a golden scarf of sunlight petals, but instead of a head, it had... mind where you are looking, Serge? What? In the heat of the moment, I had no idea what... And then I finally made sense what I was seeing. The monster had no head. Instead, there was a massive sunflower from which half a Kid's body was protruding, and she was as good as naked. Not entirely. Her chest was covered with 2 small sunflowers. Broke me free from the heart. If we don't help her fast, the creature created by her rage will consume her. She will die. How can we help? What? The more I thought about the possibilities. Now, my saucer-eyed friend, there is a way. Kid is enthralled to her rage, and which binds her to the monster. To free her, we must free her from a... Simple. There we go. With love. Of course. Oh, yes, love, it's the only way. I will begin the preparation. Meantime, you must protect her and make love. Oh, and don't let her cast too many spells. What? Kid can't use magic. You can now. It was a straightforward answer, but it doesn't exactly swing. But good luck, Sarge, and remember, show her your love. Oh, without the slightest hint of embarrassment before finish. Like, don't leave me here. You know? I was all alone. Love. The work I can. I was even something to make her feel my love. As I stood overhead. How many times I... Oh. What? What? Um, Roll to the side? Hammer crushed into the ground. Wait, a hammer? Where'd he get a hammer? Take the blow. I'm too young. When they heard the noise. Stuck in the middle of it. No. Don't worry, they're aimed at the goblins, right? But never one so massive. Or she let it fly like it was the most natural thing in the world. While I'm still trying to process what I'd seen in her. Maybe I am. I wasn't sure what the best course of action was, so I decided to do the first thing that came to mind. The moon. Yeah, that doesn't. And the trees splintering and cracking as the massive monster charged out. Who puts their manor in a place like this? And who grows monster flowers in their stupid death bars? Steam. I saw the trees start to thin. The edges of the forest was in sight. But was I really gonna be any safer there? I soon had my answer. I emerged from the trees to see a squad of goblin guards arrayed around a cannon that must have been about 4 times as big as me. I guess it made sense for them to come out in force when there was a raging monster at their doorstep. Definitely not going to make life easier. Oh, you. It's you, human boy. Wearing a spiked helmet. Staring that at me with his beady little eyes. You seem to keep my... You see, I felt uneasy about what I was doing, but it was my only chance. I had to do this if I didn't. Please help me. We were just trying to catch a gold beetle, and a monster attacked us and took my friend. I tried. Well, is that right? So this monster's got your friend, has it? Hey. What a relief to know they... Or so I thought. They're gonna fire that cannon. Oh, my dearest kid to go after, is it? Crew will be laughing all the way to the bank if you could bag my ass. I just ruined everything. Oh. What? I don't even know what's going on. And then a figure emerged, hair rising from its head like a purple cape. Over a suit of red and green stripes like someone trying to stage magician. And then I saw his face. It's you! The sunflower! Going sunflower boy. The stupid plant was playing dumb. Ready too. But then I realized that it wasn't it. It was definitely a human. So why did his face look just like the sun? The pleasure. You, of course, are an accomplished kids. And I, on the other hand, am prone. Not familiar, known some as the green-haired horror. feared throughout the land. Still not ringing a bell. How am I supposed to keep track of every freak that hangs around here? You call me such a foreman, an artiste, and you quite clearly are married to theatrics. Exactly. Ain't not but he was every bit as irritating. Tell me. And when I am done, yes, when I kill Kid, you will know true terror. A fear that can only be matched by the horrors of farting in the bath and seeing the bubbles come. Wait, what? You are no match. With Kid in our current state, he wouldn't stand a chance. I don't know where exactly she pulled that little trick from, but with Monster Kid on the prowl, I've certainly got my work cut out for me. I have the hyper magic cannon on my side. Never mind her female frazzle blast. A single fireball from this old girl will be more than enough to erase her from existence. Hyper magic? I never heard of such a thing. I just thought it was a massive gun. But now that I actually looked at it properly, I saw that the barrel was made up of a series of colorful spheres, and there was no visible fuse. Instead, numerous cables sprawled like ivy down its sides, connected to a pedestal, which was embedded, a crystal ball. Captain is coming. All right, Maestro. If you could do the honors with the cannon. Stop, you've got this. My arm. What's this way? Business must come before pleasure, so in a little while. Pity. Cheeks. Okay. I thought I glimpsed a shadow of doubt across. Start your engines. I was blasted by a searing hot wind. Remember the last time she came here and all the... He threw her. Oh, because she showed up when she was younger. And I guess he took... He... Cries of horror gave him a number of goblin guards all at once. Gigantic figure was staggering out of the raging flame. Oh, okay, I guess that didn't work. The monster emerged from the fire unscathed, and there she was on top of it, alive and well. Of course, a spell-slinging dandy like that hadn't been able to do Kid in, but it was too early to start celebrating. His smug grin gone and beads of sweat trickled down it. Why and how? What wild magics did that? Ever so sorry, old boy. Trade secret. Red as a beat. And then. Ah. It was kid, but not kid. In an instant, leaving a silent blanket of fear to settle over proceedings. As grandiose as the spell sounded, it was still a kid's voice. Learn a spell like that moments before it is a bit ended as it would. Their trump card lost. The goblins panicked. Back into the manor. Back now. And alone on the grass, surrounded by discarded swords. My hand over. Prayers? I was stuck. I had no one to. I really needed a hand. Miguel, the moment I laid. His right shoulder was exposed, revealing his hungry physique. The rest of him was draped in a set of sparkling silver robes. A monk from some exotic temple? A ring of pure light hovered on his back. Well, I had my questions about the output. It wasn't the time to ask. What's the spell she's casting? How do we... You told me doesn't make any sense. All the... We must leave this place first. Wait, are we flying? Wait, alchemist? Or chemist the following. He might... A pale blue light holding a kid's hand. Veil all light. All things once blessed by the light were consumed by the spell's evil, and the entire manor melted away into the... Oh, and it's gone. The veil energies consumed the lamb, pulling all that they touched. I couldn't bear to think about it. What was left of the manor. That at that moment, I thought it must reach all the way down. She was too far away for me to be able to tell she was all right. It seems she was able to withstand the effects of the incantation, but she must of her endurance. Well, she accomplished what she wanted to do, at least, if that was still in her head. She defeated Linux. But yeah, she may have yeah. Not only did she defeat Linux, but she may have destroyed the Frozen Flame itself. It's bad. But it's fine. Miguel, what's gonna happen to kid? Just shut up for a minute, you irritating brat. My mind went blank. I never heard Miguel snap like that before. Seemed to have calmed you down a little. Good. It was a nicer way to pull me back from the edge. Spell of flight, one or another. My body felt light as I floated in front of him. Envision where you want to go, and your body will take you there. Now give me your knife. And it vanished into the handle. Now, as I told you before, a kid in the monster's body are joined by rage. There'll be no saving her as long as that link remains in place. As I also told you, you must fulfill your love in order to break the link. But how? I kind of need to see. Interesting. But how? How am I supposed to do that? Yeah, how am I supposed to be? What do you think? No, it's actually not. Why didn't you? His golden mask slipped and fell into the abyss. Silvery hair fluttered in him. For a man, he was staggeringly beautiful. Wow. Was it a feminine beauty? No. It was harder edged in a way I couldn't explain. But it was beauty nonetheless. True beauty. My head. Are you listening? Now was it the time to be bewitched by my allies? Looks, I gotcha. Well, if we allow Kid to recite that spell one more time, she will be forever lost to us. So let's get down there and kiss. Okay. If you find yourself under it, just stab her with your knife. Ready to save again? Because this goes 3 different ways. The joy embedded in it, enchanted with the power to absorb souls, while possibly a rather brutal means of saving her. The option. I thought about what he had just told me, so I had 2 choices. Kissing her was the best option, but could I really just go and do that? But if I don't kiss her, I would be prepared for the right. During this time, I would not be able to help. But Miguel would be coming along. Alright, I'm going. Save her. Spirit Search. Hold on to that determination. You'll need it. Stunning blue eyes staring at him. And then I found myself lost in those beautiful. Go. Show me the power of love. No, Ed. Yes, the confidence to go down there and do what needed to be done, the bravery to stand firm in the face of adversary. I was filled with determination. Wow. Absolute determination. Apparently, Radical Dreamers was doing it before, whatchamacallit. Yeah, Radical Dreamers was doing that determination thing before Undertale was. Gave me a magnificent grin. Go to her. I can't. Yeah. Her face was red marks, the monstrous claws of her lower half. In the air. I brushed it fast I could cover her mouth. I got to stop her before it's too late. I raced through the air, am I right? Mouth, just moments before it was too late. She hurts. Possibly strong. There was no way an ordinary mortal like me could escape. Fingers slip. Oh my goodness. Ow. Oh, you had to be quick with that. I'm dead. That's what that sound was. It all happened in an instant. The knife hanging from my belt was in Kid's hands, and then it was sticking out of my chest. It didn't hurt. My chest burned, but my health felt cold. I was consumed by the merciless frost that took my heart. Yep, we died. I was wondering how we could get killed by her. No. My mind suddenly awoke from the haze. Okay. I'll trade my life for hers. I concentrated on that thought only. So, there was a hut in the mountains that surrounded the forest. It was built by a man from a nearby village, but he only at home that evening, and the hut was empty. The door of the hut opened from the inside, and a man with a heavy frame. His black garments gave him away. It's the mask he wore, the most obvious sign. Kid was crying. She wept, clutching a knife with a white gem. Told me everything that happened. Serge. Of him was his soul trapped inside of the gem. Gems like these were used in ancient times to give life to demioids, artificial life forms created using magic. If we can find a demioid, we'll be able to use it to bring get out there and find one. But for now, I just want to cry. We failed. We failed. Didn't tell her how Serge's soul ended up at the church. The kid knew. She remembered. And she remembered what his final thoughts were, too. Don't die, kid. Let my soul stay with you. This is just one of those weird endings. It's just like... Yep, that's the end of that one. That's the end of that ending. At least it's split into 3 different endings, though. So we're gonna attempt to get the other 2. Perhaps one day I'll see them. Perhaps one day. Perhaps one day. That's a story for another day. You know. The rest of the stuff is just the same thing. It's the... I couldn't even keep up with half that stuff. I was just starting to get, like... I stoned down through, like, 20% of that, and I was just like... the moment they were like, you have to save her with love and stuff, and it's like... no, not this story, not this route. Oh, paradox. Oh, look at that. He's not there. I just now looked up and I noticed this, that he's not there. Wow, now that's a nice touch for the credit ending, for the credits of this ending. This one. Something to do when the endings are. So yeah. Oh. That's kind of sad seeing it like that. But nothing we can do. So yeah, we kind of failed, essentially. Yeah, Kid and the Sunflower are complete, but the problem is it's complete, but we failed at the same time. The other. Alright, I'll go do it. Don't even think it, just push. You gotta just push the button. Yeah, we're trying to be dramatic by saying stuff. Yeah, it's like. Yeah, go to. I moved my hand and just went and put a kiss. She got my outputter. What? Man, it's monstrous hand. She left the crew. Hey, we did it. I think. Holy powers of. The rest of my kids was still right there in front of me, and it looked like. Like. With his arms crossed. Suddenly, the clouds relieve his. What? The lunar might I strike by her command is. Impressive. What in the? Dramatic pause? This is not what I was expecting. Float it, taking the monster with it. And with that, it's over. Ow. Wait. Frozen complexion and the greenish tint was no more. Few weeks, I fear we might find ourselves in a rather prickly situation. If we left her naked, she'd have our guts for good. Hey. Here it comes. Saw me naked, didn't you? I felt a dull thud. And I wished bitterly that I too could sink into the shadows. How did she? Of course. Blow over in a few years and I will. Those black and white stripes. Big as a fist. What? She still knows magic. Alive with a fun flower like Fiori. That sunflowers was worth 1 billion G. Well, that's one way to get to her. Make her realize that she just destroyed like a billion worth of gold. I don't know what. Yeah, what she might have been feeling. That said, I couldn't believe that horrible sunflower fee could have been worth so much, nor could I imagine who would buy it. You told me that it was a side effect of the sunflower's powerful curse, and apparently she always had a latent talent for spellcraft. Now you can use magic. Thinking, won't that make things easier for us on our next big heist? Uh-oh. Aside. It was clearly going to be a while before she was herself again. So all that just happened. So now we get one. We have to do one more alternate at the ending, and that's kill. Kill. We did it. Like I said, there's still one more ending we gotta do. And then well, now one more, and that's we have to kill him. Got to go. That kind of makes things a lot easier. Knowing that we could just create a save and it would keep track of all that. That's technically what I should have been doing. Like, before we got the endings, just save so we can keep track. Alright, let's go. This will be the last, like, sequence, and like this will be the last one. Like, it's the ending is split into 3 paths. This is the final path that we'll do, which is kill her. We must kill her. I'm ready my knife. I used it. Her hand, a hot. Wow. It'll be fine. She'll be trapped in the gem. Mm-hmm. Wow, this song. Brown, we've been. Not dead. Her soul lives on within the gem. Soul was inside the jewel. Did nothing to stem the. Marry a vessel, not much different from the clothes you wear. New clothes for her soul, then she will live again. But kid, I wouldn't. Much to reassure me though. In a I had no idea where we needed to go. Where are we going? Didn't I just tell you we need to find some new? And how do you think she would react to being buried in Linex's backyard? Yeah, she would have. She would have hated being buried in like a new clip. Oh, maybe we can put her soul in a dragon, maybe. Wait a sec. Well, put her soul in a dragon. That sounds ironic, considering Harley. It's so Harley is a complicated anomalation. Yeah, she's the 7th dragon. Cool, but I don't know what was the dragon. Hmm. Oh. Now she's not there. Hmm. By the way, I figured out how to get the final achievement that we're missing for the Chrono Cross Remastered, the recruitment one. And I'll be doing this weekend I will be doing a video about that whole ordeal. It'll be split. I'll be splitting it up into 2 ways. Doing that into Saturday and Sunday. So we'll work on the first part of it for a few hours, and then finish it up. Because there's a lot of people that are speculating. Apparently, there are a lot of people that don't know you can actually get Harley with the Chrono Cross. I always assumed that you couldn't because she leaves the party. But the thing is, when we were doing the whole thing where we got every time we did a pathway through the story, like when we got Perry, we immediately beat the game and he was registered. You could do that with Harley. All you have to do is beat the time devourer after you become Linux, and then start another new game plus by saving that data. But anyway, that's not important right now. Right now, we just got this ending, so I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll get the next one.